Hi, my name is Jacob Meyer, and I am doing my security presentation on poison ivy. So poison ivy is considered a remote access Trojan, RAT for short. There are other terms of art used for poison ivy. Another one is remote administration tool. This means it can be used as a remote administration utility to control a program, computer, or even a network. Once a Trojan is in place on the target system, it utilizes backdoors for continued access. It has a friendly GUI that allows for easy setup and control of the target. So poison ivy can do a lot of things. I have a list here that spans 2 slides, so bear with me. Files can be renamed, deleted, or executed with poison ivy. Files can also be uploaded and downloaded to and from the system. The Windows registry can be viewed and edited. Currently running processes can be viewed and suspended or killed. Current network connections can be viewed and shut down. Services can be viewed and controlled, for example, stopped or started. Installed devices can be viewed and some devices can be disabled. The list of installed applications can be viewed and entries can be deleted or programs can be uninstalled. The list continues. A list of open windows can be viewed. A remote shell can be started on the target system. Some versions of poison ivy can steal information. Such information can be screenshots of the desktop and recording audio or webcam footage. Some versions can also access saved passwords and their hashes. Also, some include a keylogger. From this list, you can conclude that you have full control of the target computer. I'm just looking at this list. You pretty much have full reign over really anything you could do with the target system or anything you really want to do with the target system. So, advantages of poison ivy. There are a few particular nice advantages of using poison ivy. Why attackers use it as a virus. Or a Trojan, more specifically. To allow the backdoor to start every time the computer is booted up, a registry entry will be added to the target system, which is nice because the initial reaction when someone has something wrong with their computer is to turn it off, and they think that will solve it, and it won't do that. It won't solve the problem when there's a backdoor that'll always start when the computer starts back up too. So you always have that continued access, that maintaining access into the system, the target system. The backdoors placed on the target system are relatively small, under 10 kilobytes. The communication between the target system, which is called the server, and the attacker system, which is called the client, is encrypted as well as compressed. These provide cover so the attacker has a better chance of going unnoticed. So already we can see a lot of reasons for the use of it and advantages to using it as a virus, or why attackers use it. Attacks. Poison ivy can do much damage and has been implemented in dozens of attacks against Western firms. These Western firms include defense and chemical industries. The computer security firm Symantec wrote a white paper on these attacks, and I provided a link to the paper as well as my other sources at the end of my presentation. I'm going to give you a basic demonstration on how to use it, or how attackers would use it. It's going to be a basic demonstration, but it really does show you how many bad things can take place when an attacker has this capability of using this type of virus or this piece of malware. So I'm going to pop over to my VMs here real quick. And okay, so I just pulled a version off the web here. It's relatively easy to set up. They say a lot of amateur hackers that would be who would be using it, but really it's been used in many pretty big attacks on pretty big firms. So let's just a quick overview just to show you how easy it is and how like the capabilities it shows you. So what we do is a new server. I already have an example going right now, but I will just walk through it. We'll just call this one test. So this is where you would enter, or the attacker would enter their IP address as well as the port they want to use or to connect to. You just go next. You'd want to check most of these. They would help, randomize some things. There's a lot of different configuration options you can use to change different things, but for the copy file, let's quickly, I'll just fill this in real quick. Just randomize it a couple times. We'll just call this, we'll just call this test. And for the file name, we're going to go test, and then we have to name it as an exe executable, so it can be run on the target system by the victim. And we have that, and we can go next. Oops, go back one. We'd want to inject server into the browser persistence, and if you'd like a keylogger, this version does have a keylogger. And we'd be able to go to next, and from here you would just generate where you want to put the Trojan. It'll generate the Trojan for you, and you would be able to from there get it onto the target system. So however you would do that, by USB, email, off the internet, them downloading it, however it would get on their system or whatnot. So this is where the Trojan would be made. I'm not going to make one, I already have one made. I will show you. So after all of that is done, and once it's on their target system and they activate it, you will get a notification in your port area. But first I do have to show you that you'd want to, after you do the new server, you want to do the new client, since the client is on your side, and you just want to specify which port you're listening on. As you can see, I'm already listening on port 444, and I got hit on my other machine when I put the Trojan on there on my other target machine. If I look at their IP address, we can see that 92.168.225.129, and if we look at the hit we got once the Trojan was activated on the target machine, it matches the one I have in my port listening area in my Poison Ivy application on my Kali Linux machine. So what you can do is, after you have that connection made, you can actually go into it and see the different things you can all do. It's an extensive list, and an attacker really, when this virus was used, a lot of these things were utilized. You can just really almost imagine what all was taken down. I like this view a little better, so I'm going to show you just an example, just the quickly keylogger feature here. I'm going to pop into MSN, and I'm just going to type in hello world just as an example, whatnot. And that's loaded. I'm going to pop back in here, and I'm going to go to surveillance, then keylogger, and I'm going to auto refresh the page. Let's see why I just want to be auto refresh, and let's see. I guess it depends on what the setting is, I guess, for the auto refresh portion, or the setting for it. But here in a sec, when it auto refreshes, it will update what was all typed in on the target machine here on my XP machine. So like I said, the keylogger is just one aspect the attacker goes off of, could use. But I mean, you got anything from, editing the register, the processes, services. You got your remote shells you can push out to their machine, any passwords they type in. I mean, the list goes on and on. So from an attacker standpoint, this tool is really, it's a good, obviously on the attacker side, this Trojan is a good tool. Obviously for the victim, it's not so much, because they have free reign on your computer. They control your computer. They control you. So these attacks with this Trojan have been devastating. A lot of antivirus do pick it up now, so that's good. I mean, most of them do, and if they don't, they should. But it just shows you how easy and how, the rain that an attacker could go off of. So, um, so I do want to thank you guys for watching and listening to my presentation on a piece of malware known as poison ivy. Like I said, I have my sources and links below here. I encourage you guys to check it out. I mean, obviously not to use it for intentional purposes, but just to see how it works and everything. It's really a great tool for an attacker, anyways, and just to see how it's kind of made and how the different tools and utilizations it has. So, like I said, thanks again, and I hope you guys have a good day.